Hi, students. It's my privilege to welcome you to Theology 445, our senior level course on a theology of sin and salvation. It's interesting. I just came from a worship service, a graduation service at a Christian school, in fact, in which the speaker laid out the plan of salvation, a plan of salvation that I'm certainly familiar with throughout my upbringing, and you probably are as well. The speaker laid it out clearly. We are separated from God because of our sin, and therefore bound toward eternal damnation without the penal substitution of Jesus Christ on the cross. Case closed. Now, I believe that. I hope you do as well. But is that all there is to God's plan of salvation? Or is that simply one model, one biblical metaphor, one way of seeing God's work in Jesus Christ? Well, this class, I hope, is going to broaden your view, particularly when we recognize that the penal substitution model did not come about until the 13th century with a Christian thinker named Anselm. When the New Testament speaks of God's salvation, the word, the theological category, is so much bigger. And so my hope is that your view of God and His goodness will be enlarged as a result of the class. This is a senior level class, and as a result, we have chosen senior level readings. The first one is by New Testament scholar N.T. Wright, world-renowned, a scholar who's become a touchstone in our work at Point University. And this book is called Simply Christian: Why Christianity Makes Sense. Although definitely senior level, you will find it to be very readable. Well, the next collection of essays arguably may be a bit more challenging. The work edited by Jersak and Michael Harden called Stricken by God, Nonviolent Identification and the Victory of Christ. It's a collection of essays that essentially pushes back on Anselm's singular definition of penal atonement or penal substitution within salvation and God's plan for salvation. So many different authors are represented in this piece that we will be looking at. You can expect in the class to do a lot of reading, to be challenged by your professor to read at a higher level. You can also expect a weekly discussion post in which you'll be interacting with your peers around that reading. And you can also expect on a weekly basis to have a short worksheet that allows the professor to move you through the reading and ensure that you're grasping the basic facts and the basic arguments of each of the authors. Finally, throughout the course, we're doing something a little bit different. You're going to be putting together your own theological handbook of terms, categories, and ideas in the hopes that you'll take it from this class and actually add to it something personalized to you that begins to shape your own theological outlook. It's going to be a great journey together, and I'm really glad that you've signed up.